glorification. Jaya Radha Madhavam Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachahari Yamuna Tira Vanachahari Jaya Radha Madhavam Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhavam Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachahari Yamuna Tira Vanachahari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachahari Yamuna Tira Vanachahari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava ki Jai. So before the lecture, we are reading from a transcendental diary. From a transcendental diary, travels with His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for the period of time from August 1976 till October 1976, from August to October, written by Hari Shauri Dasa. As a transcendental diary, because it's about a transcendental person. We are, many of us, maybe when we were young, we were writing diaries, Tagesbuch, and this is different because Hari Shauri, who was a personal servant of Srila Prabhupada, he was not that time, I don't know, so transcendental maybe, I'm sorry. But Srila Prabhupada, he was serving too. He is an absolute transcendental person. That's why everything what he is doing is transcendental. That's why diary is called a transcendental diary, the transcendental activities, everyday activities of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is in Vrindavana Dhama. I begin with something logical to understand what it's about. Only very few devotees are able to maintain themselves in India for any length of time. I see a nice strong man comes and I look at him and I see him eat and I say, Within a week, this man is going to be sick. And sure enough, he is sick. He is lying down. He has got fever. He has got dysentery. He is going to the hospital. In this way, we have so many people like that. A wry smile appeared on Prabhupada's face. I have seen. Some of them eat so much, I am surprised. He sat back and looked at his leader. So how to manage this? It is very difficult. Again, I chipped in with my own realization. I have found if you want things to go on, you have to make them do it. That's all, because they don't have sufficient realization to volunteer to work. Prabhupada nodded. They have to be. One man say, you come here, you do this, then it will be done. The temple commander must be a very able man. He's got to be a heavy man, I suggested. I was telling Hansadutta, when I was here, I tried for so long to get the kirtana going at night time, and they wouldn't turn up, or they would fall asleep, or this or that, and so many people would refuse to do it. I could only get maybe 5 or 6 men out of the whole temple who would volunteer to do it. So we worked it out. We made a list of all the people who could possibly chant at night. Everyone. I even put the pujaris down because we were short of men. Then we said, and then nothing's following. Prabhupada interjected. No, pujaris, they have to rise early. Well, yes, but apart from that, I went on. We told them, now you either chant this 1 hour at night, or you go. We made them chant, and then everything went very nicely. Prabhupada smiled at me. Why don't you do now? Well, I told him that. I said, indicating Hansadutta, he is going to do it. Prabhupada grinned, baiting me a little. No, not tell him, but you do it. Fortunately for me, he was only half serious. Hansadutta said that he felt my idea was good because 1 hour was not difficult to do. But Prabhupada had said 3 hours before, so he was not sure was standard to adopt. Prabhupada was flexible and practical. 3 hours continually, not possible. Make it 1 hour. So Prabhupada continues to delve into even the most basic aspects of the management here. He is clearly frustrated, but he is also determined to continually push to bring the standards up to a basic minimum. So that's for today. Guru Maharaj, maybe you would like to comment it, to say something on this about night kirtan and how practical Srila Prabhupada was.
Yeah, I was very practical. Hari Sauri didn't last very long as temple president or temple commander. And then Harikesh took over. And then Hari Sauri left. And the place he went to was Carver had gone to Delhi or to, I think it was Delhi. And his devotee who was giving him massage, he was leaving him for Australia. And so Harikesh was looking for somebody to do the massage for Carver. And we saw Hari Sauri sitting there. And he told him, no, you can't give massage to Carver. He had no idea how to do massage. learn just by doing it. And then Hare Krishna was thinking that maybe Hare Sari would do it just now, and maybe today, tomorrow, like that. And Bhagavan insisted that he continue. And so then he started traveling with Prabhupada giving him his help. He became his assistant. That's where the diary is coming from, because he was always, oh yeah, when he got this instruction, he said, someone mentioned also there, that he immediately went to a bookshop, to a stationery shop, get a block, I said, block.
Notebook, yeah.
Huh?
Notebook.
Notebook. So he, every night he would sit down and write what he had to do in the day. That's what this is coming from. And I asked him once, Vrindavan, I asked him, because he had finished the 5th volume. And he told me that I still have material for 2 more volumes. And he's preparing it. And I have a disciple in Mayapur who's working with Hare Sari. He's a designer. He's actually an architect. He works as an architect in Mayapur. But he's very expert in designing also. So he made a book, and because Hare Sari added another diary, because at one point he left Prabhupada, and then he took sannyas, he became a GBC and all this, and then at the end, very end, he came again to serve Prabhupada. And he continued with his diary. In that part that he wrote at the end, Vaivada, my disciple, made the book. And he sent me the book.
Very good.
In Spanish?
And he told me that he was also, right now, he was designing the book, the 6th and 7th volume of Hare Sari. So hopefully we get it soon.
It is in
It's the last volume, no?
It is the first.
What is it?
I'll see. There is no, I think that is the first.
Third? Okay.
No, the fourth. The fourth volume.
Only 5 volumes.
Hmm.
I have them in my library also.
But this book is in Spanish. What is now being in Spanish? What language? In English.
It's just like the diary of Ramakrishna. You know, at the
Mm.
end, the last time of Srila Prabhupada. He made a diary also, especially during the time when they came to London in September 77. When we received the diary of Ramakrishna, we got to know a lot of things that we didn't know. Even though we went to London to see Prabhupada in September. There's many things we didn't know. For example, that all of a sudden Prabhupada felt very ill, and they had to take him to the hospital. And when he came back from the hospital, he decided to go back to Vrindavan. So we had no idea that they had taken him to the hospital. But we got to know all this when Ramakrishna presented his diary at the time when he was his assistant again. Okay?
Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, we all went there to see Prabhupada. All the German devotees, we had about maybe 8 or something like that. Volkswagen, weiße Volkswagen. And we all, I just come from Hungary to preaching in communist country. And I just told me, yeah, go to London, Prabhupada arrived in London. Nobody knew. So we all went. Okay.
Thank you very much. Because if you are,
These books are very important. This is like association with power and the Bhakti form. Because Hari Sauri goes all the details. When you read that, I remember when we got these books, we couldn't stop reading them. But we got them, started reading. We started reading all night, until we finished the book. The books.
there is
Also whenever Prabhupada finished the Bhagavatam, it was sent to different temples. I remember when it was a Chaitanya Chaitamrita also like one box. And then our temple president constituted, he disappeared because he was reading the book. And he didn't appear until he finished the book. Yeah, it was a big event when one of our new books came. At that time there was no internet. So, every now and then we got to see some new pictures of Prabhupada. When they came by mail, from America or something. Not that go on the internet and we see Prabhupada, company Prabhupada, video, that kind of thing.
one of our Indian devotees, Indian families. Yeah, one of our Indian families coming regularly to the temple and doing service. So the wife of the family, I gave her the first, the fourth, because first I didn't have the time. The same book we are reading. We are reading every morning. And she has finished it and she's going to read more. She said it is very, very useful for her.
Yeah, get the books for her.
Yeah, because
Sell her the whole set.
I don't have it. Can I sell the whole set? It should be brought from India. It is possible, but
Maybe we find out where they are.
okay, I do.
She should have brought them.
We should have certain.
Sag mir welche, dann nenne ich mit.
Okay. So now we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, part 7, and text 17. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 17. Bhavatamapi bhuyan mem. Yadi shradat hate vachaham. Vaisharadit hi shradhatam. Shribalanam chamayatham. Bhavatamapi bhuyan mem. Yadi shradat-hate vachaham. Vaisharaditi shradhatam. Shribalanam chamayatham. Bhavatamapi bhuyan mem. Yadi shradat-hate vachaham. Vaisharaditi Shraddhatam Shri Balanam Chame Yatha. Could Bhavatamapi Bhuyan Mem Yadi Shraddhate Vacham Vaisharaditi Shraddhatam Shri Balanam Chame Yatha. Bhavatamapi Bhuyan Mem Yadi Shraddhate Vachaha Vaisharaditi Shraddhatam Shri Balanam Chame Yatha. Bhavatamapi Bhuyan Mem Yadi Shraddhate Vachaha Vaisharaditi Shraddhatam Shri Balanam Chame Yatha. Bhavatamapi Bhuyan Mem Yadi Shraddhate Vachaha Vaisharaditi Shraddhata Shri Balanam Chame Yatha. Thank you very much. So now we are reading the worldly translation made by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Bhavatam, of yourselves, api, also, bhuyat, it may be, me, me, of me, yadim, if, shraddhate, you believe in, vachaha, the words, vaisharadim, of the most expert, or in relation with the Supreme Lord. Thihi, intelligence, shraddhata, because of firm faith, Stri, or women, Balanam, of small boys, Cha, also, Me, of me, Yatha, just as. Translation made by His Divine and purport made by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Chai. Prahlada Maharaja continued, my dear friends, if you can place your faith in my words, simply by that faith, you can also understand transcendental knowledge, just like me, although you are small children. Similarly, a woman can also understand transcendental knowledge and know what is spirit and what is matter. Purport is made by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. These words of Prahlada Maharaja are very important in regard to knowledge descending by the disciplic succession. Even when Prahlada Maharaja was a baby within the womb of his mother, he became fully convinced of the existence of the Supreme Power because of hearing the powerful instructions of Narada and understood how to attain perfection in life by Bhakti Yoga. There are the most important understanding in spiritual knowledge. Yasya deve puravaktir yatha deve tatha guru tasyaite kathita hya tasyaite kathita hyarta prakashane mahatmanaham. Unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master, all the imports of Vedic knowledge are automatically revealed. Svetasvatara Upanishad 6.23. Ata Shri Krishna Namadina Bhavet Grahyam Indriyaha Savan Mukhehi Jivadao Svayameva Spuratyadam. No one can understand Krishna as he is by the blunt material senses, but he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their transcendental loving service unto him. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234 234. Bhaktya mama bhijanati yavanya chasmi tatvataha tatomam tatvatochnatva vishate tadanantaram. One can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Bhagavad Gita 18.55. These are Vedic instructions. One must have full faith in the words of the spiritual master and similar faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then the real knowledge of Atma and Paramatma and the distinction between matter and spirit will be automatically revealed. This Atma Tattva, or spiritual knowledge, will be revealed within the core of a devotee's heart because of his having taken shelter of the lotus feet of a Mahajana, such as Prahlada Maharaj. In this verse, the word bhuyat may be understood to mean let there be. Prahlada Maharaj offers his blessings to his class friends, saying, also become faithful like me, become bona fide Vaishnavas. A devotee of the Lord desires for everyone to take to Krishna consciousness. Unfortunately, however, people sometimes do not have staunch faith in the words of the spiritual master, who comes by the disciplic succession, and therefore they are unable to understand transcendental knowledge. The spiritual master must be in the line of authorized disciplic succession, like Prahlada Maharaja, who received the knowledge from Narada. If the class friends of Prahlada Maharaja, the sons of demons, were to accept the truth through Prahlada, they would certainly also become fully aware of transcendental knowledge. The words Vaisharadi Tihi refer to intelligence concerning the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is extremely expert. The Lord has created wonderful universes by his expert knowledge. Unless one is extremely expert, he cannot understand the expert management of the Supreme Expert. One can understand, however, if one is fortunate enough to meet a bona fide spiritual master coming in the disciplic succession from Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Mother Lakshmi, or the Kumaras. These four sampradayas or disciplic successions of knowledge and transcendence are called the Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Lakshmi Sampradaya, and Kumara Sampradayas. Sampradaya Vihina Ye Mantras Te Nishpala Mataha. The knowledge of the Supreme received from such a Sampradaya or disciplic succession can give one enlightenment. If one does not take to the path of disciplic succession, it is not possible for one to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one understands the Supreme Lord through devotional service with faith in the disciplic succession and then advances further, he awakens his natural love for God, and then his success in life is assured. Sanskrit. Bhavatamapi Bayanmem Yadi Shradhat Hate Vachaham Vaisharadidhi Shradhata Stri Balanam Chamayatha. So we know that Prahlad Maharaj, a pure devotee, he is preaching to his classmates because a pure devotee has got transcendental knowledge, and Prahlad Maharaj has got this transcendental knowledge even being in the womb of his mother. And he can't hold this knowledge closed in his heart. And he, as a preacher, he should give the knowledge to the others. And going to school every day, I don't know, I think they have schedule every day. He is with his classmates, and he can't stop preaching to them. He should tell him about the knowledge he has got himself. And that's why he's preaching to them, to the sons of the demons. He's also the son of the demon as well. But he has got the knowledge just like a pure devotee, because being son of the demon, that is only, how to say, just like a form, like what he has got. But he himself is not the demon. And he differs very much from his family, from his father, and from his schoolmates, and from his teachers at school. That's why he is trying to give everything to the disciples, to the schoolmates, speaking with them about how to be faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he asks them to understand him, to take his knowledge seriously and follow him. And then the sons of the demons, they can understand the truth. Because of Prahlad Maharaj here, he's, in spite of being a small boy, he is just like a spiritual master who has got this transcendental knowledge from Narada. And Narada, the son of Brahma, he is the very popular. He is the representative of this disciplic succession, representative of the descending knowledge. And descending knowledge checked by the Disciple Parampara system, that is a system of checking the knowledge, of holding the knowledge pure for the other generation. So that's why he has all advantages to preach to his schoolmates. Because Prahlad Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajans. The 12 Mahajans we have, that is the Lord Brahma, Narada Muni, Lord Shiva, 4 Kumaras, Lord Kapila, the son of Devahuti, and Swayambhuma Manu, the first human being, the first man in the world, and his wife Shatarupa is the first. She is not Mahajan, but she belongs to him, just like a first woman in the world. And then Prahlada Maharaj and Janaka Maharaj and Bhishma, the godfather Bhishma, and Bali Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami, and Yamaraj. So these are the great Mahajanas whose footsteps we should follow. That is called Dvadasha, so 12 Mahajans. And these great persons, they show us the example of how to behave and how to use our qualities for realizing this spiritual knowledge they are giving to us. How to get this knowledge, how to get, as Prahlad Maharaj said, into the words of them, into their words. He asked his schoolmates, please come into my words and understand what I am telling you, yes? So it's about instructions of Narada Muni, who is giving instructions how to attain perfection in life by bhakti yoga. And the definition of bhakti yoga we can find in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and that means the definition says, Anya bilashata shunyam jnana karma anuvritam anukulyana krishna nushilanam bhaktir utama. That means that the material knowledge, the knowledge that cannot help us to come to understand the Supreme Lord, that is jnana, empirical philosophy, and karma, that is different rituals. Why karma kandis they are? Because they're doing different rituals, different yagyas to get mercy from the Lord, to get some privilege for themselves, to get some profit for themselves. That's why that is karma kanda. That is not the pure devotional service, but they are doing some service as well. They are speaking mantras, but that is the service that is not free from material attachments. Vishakama yoga, materialized yoga, when they want to get something from demigods for themselves, even glorifying demigods, even pronouncing correctly the mantras during the yagya. The aim is not transcendental at all. So, anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir utama. Utama means utamagati. We know Uttama Adhikari, the 3 stages of qualifications. Adhikar means qualification. Yeah, what we have got, what we can do, and what we should do. Yes, on Uttama Adhikari, that is the highest qualification. Kanishka Madhyama Adhikari, the preacher, Uttama Adhikari, who doesn't even differentiate animals from the other human beings, because he sees only the spiritual atomic soul in them. They all are spiritual souls for Uttama Adhikari. That is the highest level. Srila Prabhupada was Uttama Adhikari, but he should preach. That's why he was preaching as if he is Madhyama Adhikari, yes, with differentiation and compassion to the innocent souls. So, Anukulyena Krishnanu. Anukulyena means Anukulyena means to serve with no compromises, and to do everything to make the Supreme Personality of Lordhead, the Supreme Lord, pleased. To have this tendency, to follow this tendency, to make him pleased. Srila Prabhupada didn't say to please the Lord, he said to make the Lord pleased. And that is different. That means anukulyena, that is the definition of bhakti. That is pure devotional service when we really, using the knowledge we have got, can give everything for the service to the Supreme Lord. That means to please Him. Even if we are doing mistakes, even certainly we are not perfect, even we don't have perfect knowledge, yes, but we use the knowledge from Parampara system. We use this descending system of knowledge. That means the knowledge is pure. And following this pure knowledge, we are purifying our hearts. We are getting the knowledge that Prahlada Maharaj has got in the womb of his mother into our heart. And then we can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Lord. And pleasing Him, Anukulyana Krishna no means also to follow this descending knowledge, to practically get down to it, to practically take, as Srila Prabhupada said, to Krishna consciousness. And that can bring us to the final destination, Uttamagati. To the realized stage of understanding what it means to serve the Lord. In this text is very beautiful and very, very important. That's why I do some comment and then we speak on Sankirtan as always. No one can understand Krishna as he is by blunt material senses, but he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their transcendental loving service unto him. So Krishna wants to be grateful to his devotees, and by our pure devotional service we can buy him. That is our currency, our devotional service. There are different types of currency in our devotional service, but if we come to have the gold, medal, one gold coin whole, not a quarter of it, not half of it, not a part of it, but the whole coin, yes, then Krishna is thankful to us, and he is ready to serve us. That means he's ready to fulfill our transcendental desires for serving him more and more. That's not about give me money that I can go and buy something, I don't know, go to the disco, but give me money that I can open the temple. Maybe yes, or give me a wife that we can both together develop our Krishna consciousness and show the example how to be the Grihastha family. Then he gives it certainly. But it also takes much time to ask Krishna for something and to get. And all these relationships and askings and wishes and all we can fulfill only by the help, by following our spiritual master. Tat vidhi pranipatana pratiprashnena sevaya upadishyanti te Gyaninas tattva darshinaha. So because they are tattva darshi, they know the truth. They have got it. They have gone a very, very, very long and difficult way to get this knowledge and then to give it to us. Yeah, and if we come into the words of our spiritual master, into the words, that means to hear, to understand what he wants us to do and what is the aim of his relationships with us, of his giving us this and that and that and this service. if we are following it consequently, that is nitya, that means systematically, consequently, without breaking it, non-stop following the spiritual master or following Srila Prabhupada, that means then we come to the stage of understanding more what our spiritual master wants. And I understand absolutely it's not possible, but to understand what he wants us to do, what he wants us to become, it is possible. And that is the aim of our devotional service. Because he shows us the difference between our material senses and our purified senses. Yes, and we can differentiate what is what, and we can make right decisions, and we can already choose. We have the choice, yes, to be with Krishna or not. There is nothing in the middle. There is only to be with Krishna or not to be with Krishna, to be in the material world or to serve, to do pure transcendental devotional service. And there is no other way. Bhakti mama bijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvataha tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tat anantaram. That is only one more quotation from Bhagavad Gita. One can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So the aim to enter into the kingdom of God, it is for many, many, many times. But to be full in Krishna consciousness, to be full in consciousness of the Supreme Lord by our devotion, by our devotional service, is what we are doing every day. And then Krishna says, when Krishna says, then Krishna says, yes, that is only by devotional service we can be full conscious of the Supreme Lord. By this pure devotion, only then. And then Vishatetat Anantaram, Ananta Ram, to be happy, to be satisfied, to be ready to do everything for our spiritual master, who is establishing this connection, our connection with Srila Prabhupada. These things, what we have read now, that unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master, all the imports of Vedic knowledge are automatically revealed. No one can understand Krishna as he is by the blunt material senses, but he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their transcendental loving service unto him. And one can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. These are Vedic instructions. Vedic instructions. One must have full faith in the words of the spiritual master and similar faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because our spiritual master is like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when we were learning the seminar, the guru and disciple, we were learning the qualities of the spiritual master, and one of them was spiritual master can't do wrong. He can't do wrong. He can't do any harm. It is not possible. If we understand it, we have the faith into our spiritual master, because he can't do wrong. He do everything for us to make us happy, It's about his wish to make his disciples happy. It is not that he wants you to peel for 10, 20 years potatoes in the kitchen. Maybe, if it makes you happy, please peel. It's okay, but his aim is to make us happy and satisfied and to make us revealed our qualities for ourselves, for him and for devotees. And that is pleasing for Krishna. Because Krishna doesn't like pretenders. He doesn't like artificial mood of devotion. He sees it immediately. He can differentiate everything. He knows our past, present, and future. He can make a view that, okay, it's better than nothing. But it's not about making him pleased. It's about the real knowledge of Matma and Paramatma. We know this picture. It's already like a picture in my mind. I see the two birds sitting on a tree. One bird is singing, eating different fruits, everything enjoying, and the other bird is also sitting on the same tree. Yes, but the other bird doesn't eat fruits and doesn't sing and doesn't enjoy, but is Vyavahta Krishna, is looking, is observing everything. Paramatma is the observer, is a fair observer. Paramatma can't do wrong because Paramatma knows everything. And the Atma is subdued to Paramatma. Atma is the servant of Paramatma. And then we are going to Bhagavan, but now we're not speaking about it. These are relationships between Atma and Paramatma. Really, they are not so difficult because we are subdued to Paramatma, because we don't know our past, present, and future, but Paramatma does. Because Paramatma gives us the instructions, we can't get ourselves because we don't know. But we are getting to know, following these instructions, dry instructions. Not so emotional. Emotions are coming later on the level of Bhagavan, yes? They are, normal instructions, strict instructions. But following these instructions, we can get further. Without these Vedic instructions, we can't get further, yes? And Guru Maharaj said yesterday that the most important thing is for sannyasi, the sannyasis are, asked for to come to Mangala-Aratik, not to miss morning hours, not to miss Mangala-Aratik, to come to Mangala-Aratik very strictly. That is also Vedic instruction. Simple instructions. And Prahlad says here, so let there be. Prahlad Maharaj offers his blessing to his class friends. So he blesses his class friends, the demons. He is giving blessings to them because he's compassionate, because he's a preacher, because he's a Vaishnava. And the most important thing of Vaishnava is to be practically compassionate. That means to help. That means to do. And he said to his friends, also become faithful like me. He is giving the example how to be faithful, like Acharya, a small boy, yes, because he was instructed by Narada Muni, yes, his spiritual master also. And he wants his demon classmates also to go this way. Very dangerous. His father wanted him, Guru Maharaj yesterday said, because when his father Hiranyakashipu got to know that he has a son, the son will be coming, yes, he was so happy. Oh, he will be the greatest demon of the demons. Yes, my son. Yes, he will follow my way. He will be the great demon. Oh. And then this not a great demon is coming back from school, and he is telling his father what he is doing at school. Yes, yes, that is not what Hiranyakashipu wanted him to do. Yes, that is not the ideas he wanted him to have. Yes, and that's why he's so outrageous and wants to kill him. We know the story. Yes, the pure devotee is protected, and this lila of Srimad Bhagavatam about Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada Maharaj, Narasimha Dev, shows us that the pure devotee is always protected by the Lord. It can't be different. And here is one more thing, that Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is expert. Because if we see what we have around us in this material world, yes, we are doing galants, we are offering galants, we are offering. Have a look, what isn't it perfect? This flower today we have offered this white chrysanthemum. It is perfect. The number of the petals, it's perfect. The color is perfect. If we take the rose, if we take simply a petal, a leaf, it is absolutely perfect. Who has done it? To do these things, one should be expert. Yes, and we are not experts. I can't maybe draw this flower on the paper, but it will not smell. Yes, it will not smell. Yes, the expert, the supreme expert, he has made for us the water be tasteful and the flower smells. And we take prasadam also, yes. It is very tasty because he has tasted it. If he wants us to offer everything to him. So he's extremely, extremely expert. And one more thing here about disciplic succession. Guru Maharaj also was speaking about it yesterday, about 4 sampradayas. The knowledge, our sampradaya is Brahma Madhava, Gaudiya Vaishnava sampradaya, but the other 3 sampradayas, Lakshmi sampradaya and Shiva Rudra sampradaya and 4 Kumara sampradayas, they're also, if it's functioning correctly, they also give the knowledge, the descending knowledge of how to please the Lord by devotional service. There are some differences, but in all, it is written here that they are trustful. But it is also very important here. If one does not take to the path of disciplic succession, it is not possible for one to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bahunam Janmanamante Janavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Samahatma Sudur Labaha. So there are many knowledges, there are many Puranas, beautiful stories, we have films, video, Mahabharata, different things we can take from internet, many. Yes, very enjoying. But the knowledge coming from the disciplic succession is very strict. That's why not everybody can follow it. That's why not everybody can endure. To be in Krishna consciousness, we should be very strong. We should have a very strong character. We should have a very strong faith in our spiritual master and in the aim of our movement, founded by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Yes, because Maya is not sleeping. We are sleeping. Maya not. Maya means that which is not. And very often we trust something that is illusion or speculation that is all about our crazy mind, because for so many thousands of years we were getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and now welcome in Kali Yuga. Yes, that's why we should be very strict. We should control what we are doing, differentiate, and when something wrong, we should come back. We should have strength to come back, and ourselves, we can do it. We come to spiritual master. We are giving our obeisances. We are asking for the shelter under his lotus feet. Only this can help. We can't do it ourselves. It looks like it's pretending. So then he awakens his natural love for God, natural love for God. That means that it's our nature to love God. And love means to serve. Yes? And then his success in life is assured. Yeah? Our Guru Maharajas, they want us to be successful. So that's all what I can say about, because it is a very important text, and that's why I wanted to tell something about it. So the things are not new. Srila Prabhupada was always saying, try to understand it. He was repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. But such rascals as me, for example, they need many, many repetitions. Now we are coming to this, Srila Prabhupada said, so marathon is beginning from Monday. We have Srila Prabhupada's marathon everywhere in the world, and devotees are preparing themselves already. They buy books, they pack the books in the boxes, they clean the vans, they do many different things. Me, for example, I'm establishing connections with the devotees where I can sleep, and the devotees have helped me. They brought the books already to one, because without car it is difficult to take many books, and they brought for me the books to one Mataji where I was staying already last year, and I will stay this year, sleep at her apartment, at her flat, yes, and the books they have delivered already to this address, and the other devotees, they help me. I ask one, I ask the other, so that it means we are preparing ourselves for this very great tapasya, Srila Prabhupada's marathon. One side, it is very pleasant. It is absolute transcendental activity. But the other side, it is very difficult, because we are speaking with the persons who have no idea what it is transcendental, what it is spiritual, and they are very, very polluted. Yes, and speaking, certainly it is very nice to sit and to read somewhere in the cave. I'm dreaming to have a time to be somewhere, nobody is there. I can read Transcendental Diary, this and that, and chant. It's so beautiful. What we are doing, different thing in the street, yes, when we have marathon. So, if you remember of the people, of the devotees who are standing in the cold street, rainy or not rainy, snowy or not snowy, 7-8 more hours, please pray for them, for Sankirtan devotees. We are speaking about qualities. The last quality, just a bit about the next quality of Vaishnava, because without qualities we can't distribute books. It also can be pretending. The last was compassion, and before compassion it was merciful. So Vaishnava is merciful, Vaishnava is compassionate, and Vaishnava is truthful. We know the story about Parikshit Maharaj. Yes, the king who saw the Kali beating the bull, and the bull, only one leg was left for him, and that is metaphorically, that is Varhevtikait, truthfulness. So Vaishnava is truthful. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. That is Bhagavad Gita 4.34. The absolute truth is Krishna, as he is described in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Satyam Param Dimahi. Satyam, it's truth. Param, it's highest truth. Dimahi, to meditate. Satyam Param Dimahi. That is not to the end. We take next time also this quality. I don't know when, January. If I survive this marathon, then truthfulness. Vaishnava is truthful. And we have already high time. I wanted to read you something about that is inspiration. I want to give you and me, myself, some inspiration for marathon. That is a wonderful book. That is one of the first disciples of Srila Prabhupada in New York who has helped him greatly to find this matchless gift storefront, the first temple in New York, because he was living in a very dangerous for his life conditions. And here it's about his moving to a new, to this matchless gift, storefront. That is not the best, certainly. But not the best photo. That is the storefront, and they have found him Mukunda, his girl, who then Suzanne will be his wife, certainly, Janaka, and some more persons. And they found it for him, and they got it. And then Srila Prabhupada is moving. Oh, I'm sorry, I have lost it. Just a second. Yeah, moving day. It is something just like, but I want you to know, and me too. Moving day, it was a warm and sticky Manhattan afternoon when the small crew of the Swami's friends gathered to transport his belongings from Paul's loft, Paul was very dangerous, to the new storefront. The move to 2nd Avenue resembled a safari. The expedition snaked along the Bowery, avoiding drunks lying on the sidewalk, everyone carrying something. The 70-year-old Swami carried 2 suitcases, one in each hand, and we trudged the mile-long walk to 2nd Avenue. I could not imagine how he was managing to carry them. It was so hot. It was July. Yeah, it was July. It was so hot. And after his heart attacks on the way to America, this kind of exertion could not have been good for him. I was struggling with my own burden, a Roberts 7-inch reel-to-reel tape recorder. Mukunda was carrying a tape recorder, big tape recorder, old. One of the regulars at the Swami's evening programs had begun to use the heavy machine to record the lectures in the Bowery. So they were trying to record his lectures. I carried it on my right shoulder, but had to switch it back to the left shoulder, and then back again several times. My arm and shoulder were sore for days afterwards, so he had pains in his shoulder afterward. When we finally arrived at the storefront, Carl, one of these helpers, rummaged through his pocket for the key to the front door. The rest of us, sweating and tired, rested our loads on the sidewalk and leaned on parking meters and the store window trying to catch our breath. Carl held the door open for the Swami. Picking up his 2 suitcases, he stepped into the bare, musty storefront and looked around. The rest of us followed him in, relieved to be out of the heat. Some kicked off their shoes and sat against the walls. Others found seats on the window ledge. I put the tape recorder in the corner so it wouldn't get damaged or kicked, and headed back home, satisfied that I had done my part in helping the Swami to find his place and move his stuff. Soon after moving into the storefront, the Swami decided to incorporate his fledgling movement. He wanted to found already ISKCON. We will call it the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON for short, he said one day. Why don't you call it the International Society for God Consciousness? Someone suggested. No, the Swami said, Krishna Consciousness. A lawyer named Stephen Goldsmith oversaw the proceedings. As part of the process, the Swami drew up a document which he entitled 7 Purposes of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So you know it already, certainly. There are 7 purposes. We take only the last one. The 7 ones, they all have to do certainly with Sankirtan movement, but the last more. The last purpose means with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes, to publish and distribute periodicals, magazines, books, and other writing. That means to achieve all these previous 6 aims, we need first to publish and distribute books and other writings. The Swami asked Jan and me, Mukunda and his girl, if we would act as signatories, if they could signature of the document, that would establish his movement as a legal entity. You know, some devotees, this place, this storefront, Pastor Powder has founded the ISKCON that time as a legal entity. In our early 20s, they were 20 years young persons, and they were on drugs, but that time already not. We were almost the oldest people frequenting the Swami's chanting evenings. So it made sense to us that he would ask us over the teenagers and less responsible visitors who drifted in and out of the scene. So not everybody was left, and they who left, they have to sign the document. We agreed to his proposal, even though the legality of it all seemed a bit excessive, given that the movement consisted of nothing more than a handful of alternatives and rented storefront. Again, we agreed to his proposal even though the legality of it all seemed a bit excessive, a bit suspicious, so nobody was there. What movement, what ISKCON? Given that the movement consisted of nothing more than a handful of alternatives and a rented storefront. That's today all what I wanted to say about Sankirtan movement and Sankirtan devotees. And the main person in our life, the main persons sind our spiritual masters and Srila Prabhupada, who was very, very resolute, we can see. He was utsaha, just a handful, some devotees, some, they were not devotees even that time, 20 years old, and the storefront, and Srila Prabhupada has legalized the ISKCON. So that means we should read about him, we should read these books, we should know how he did it. And that is our inspiration for distributing books. Then we know that I go to follow Srila Prabhupada, I go out to follow him. Simply I distribute books. As Srila Prabhupada said in one of his lectures, oh, yeah, you're a good person, take a book. You're a good person, take a book. You look so nice, oh, take a book. Yes, it's not such a preaching like a lecture in the street, but if you're good, why not to take the book? If you look beautiful, why not to take the beautiful book? It is very fitting for you. So that's why we should distribute as much as we can and a bit more. Because our life in the material world is a tapasya, suffering, and will be always tapasya. But that what we are doing, distributing transcendental books, that is how to say transcendental tapasya. That is all transcendental activity. During transcendental activity, we are getting to be transcendental too. No place for questions. I'm sorry, maybe there are no questions. Yes, so thank you very much for your being so tolerant with me and compassionate with me. And Sunday I'm starting for some days, and I come back and to take more books, and then I'm starting and come back home at the end of December. So please follow Srila Prabhupada. Yes, and don't forget to pray for Sankirtan devotees, who are nevertheless what happens, because we're distributing. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Sankirtan book distribution ki, Transcendental book distribution ki, Jai. One more thing I have forgotten. I forgot to say one more very important thing. I say it now. Srila Prabhupada said, if you love me, distribute my books. He didn't say, if you love me, peel potatoes, very important. He didn't say, if you love me, do puja. He didn't say, if you love me, even read books. He said, if you love me, distribute my books. That's what I wanted to say. Hare Krishna.